Kia ora. 2023 hasn't been a good year so far for New Zealand. Let's have a quick recap on some big news in February.
Tato katoa, good evening. Cyclone Gabrielle has whipped up huge swells in the upper North Island today. And high winds have forced trees onto power lines, leaving around 50,000 homes without electricity.
The firefighter rescued from a collapsed house in a landslide at Muriwai on Auckland's west coast on Monday night has died.
What can the rest of us do to help?
Boxes and boxes, arriving almost by the minute. So many people are wanting to help. How can they do it?
Oh, look, thank you so much for having me on. We've launched the New Zealand Disaster Fund as a way for people to make a donation through New Zealand Red Cross. And you can go to our website, redcross.org.nz, to provide a donation that will really support New Zealand Red Cross and the work that we're doing in those affected communities.
Why is cash more useful right now than, say, donations of water and food?
I know people often want to give things, but actually cash is really the best option. It's quick, it's easy and it's flexible, so it means that we can put that money towards where the greatest need is going to be.
The Prime Minister visiting Hawke's Bay today.
Kiwi fruit? Kiwi fruit.
The fruit bowl of New Zealand has taken a huge hit.
If I didn't smile and have the odd good laugh now and again, I'd be crying too much.
Yeah.
The region produces most of the country's apples, pears and squashes.
Clearly there's quite a lot that's completely written off. Some are still being assessed as to whether they can be harvested. And of course, it may be more expensive to harvest what's left. "11 individuals have lost their lives, and our thoughts remain with their families, friends, and communities who are grieving loved ones in such a difficult time. 6,517 people are still unaccounted for, but we know that 4,260 are okay. And
90% of New Zealand's sweet corn is grown here in Hawke's Bay and Tairāwhiti. 80% of the country's beans come from here. 100% of all butternut pumpkins bound for Wattie soup. And 100% of all processed tomatoes come from Hawke's Bay.
There is already a supply buffer in place with processed tomatoes and onions, but fresh sweet corn and squash will be off the menu for some time. Beans will need to be imported.
It will be replaced with imported produce. And the last thing that we want to see is that imported produce replacing us in the future.
The price of fruits and vegetables is already sky high. In the year to January, they rose by 16%, and it won't end there.
So to today's decisions. Cabinet has agreed to a $50 million fund to get immediate support to businesses, workers and the primary sector.
As you can see, it hasn't been a good month for New Zealand. Let's hope March will finally bring some good news. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.